Hi guys, it's Amy from Nail Polish Baby 90 and welcome to today's video. Today I'm here with a swatch and review of the Breakfast at Tiffany's collection by OPI. This came out for the winter Christmas collection of 2016 and I got it around the end of the year. This is an 18 polish collection. Took me a little while to swatch it, so I hope you guys aren't bothered that this is a little bit late. Although it's now quite well timed because this is just starting to go on sale in certain places. So if you were somebody that didn't pick up the collection when it was full price and you're now thinking what ones do I want to get in the sales, this is the video for you. So like I say, 18 polishes, let's just get started. The collection was split into some Infinite Shines, one polish that was overlapped, you could get it in either Infinite Shine or regular, and then a normal kind of 11 or 12 piece collection in the regular OPI formula. We're going to start with the Infinite Shine. So I will start with the ones that were only available in the Infinite Shine formula and nothing else. So we have, first of all, we'll do the two that are kind of similar. These are the first two we're going to talk about. And on camera, as I just hold these up, these probably do look quite similar. But we have, first of all, I'll have a Manhattan. And this, if the camera will hopefully pick it up, is a very, very, very dark purple. It's so purple, it's going to almost look black on your nails. As you can see in the bottle, it does almost look black, but it is a really deep kind of eggplant looking purple. Let me look, I had to write notes because there were so many for how many coats this got completely opaque in, so let me have a look. And this did get completely opaque in two, and like I say, you can see it's purple, but it's one of those colours that if you don't like the almost black blending colours, I would stick away from this one. So 2 coats of I'll Have a Manhattan. Party at Holly's is the deep red equivalent of I'll Have a Manhattan. It is so dark that it's pretty much black, but in fact it's a really, really dark oxblood red colour. So it gets completely opaque in two, and again, similar, if you don't like almost black polishes, maybe this one isn't for you. So there's 2 coats of Party at Holly's. We then have Girls Love Pearls, and this is beautiful. In my favourites of 2016, Kitty White by OPI was one of my favourites. And it's similar in that respect, they're probably like cousins, where it's one of those polishes that just builds up to be pearlescent and white and just like, yeah, just like pearls on your nails, like the name, Girls Love Pearls. It was 3 coats to be completely opaque, and it was similar to Kitty White. I found this one was a lot more streaky than Kitty White was. On the last coat, you really have to be careful with your application so you don't get just a messy look to the final layer. So 3 coats of Girls Love Pearls. Can't Tame a Wild Thing was one of my favourites looking at the bottle. It's this very orangey coloured red, and it does definitely show in the bottle and on your nails as more of an orangier tone, more of a brighter red. This, however, was a very sheer formula. In my swatch photo, you're going to see 3 coats, but I actually feel that I could still see my nail line after 3 coats. So that was a little bit disappointing, just because I really wanted it to be like this on my nails, and it was more of a jelly finish. So this is 3 coats, but again, not completely opaque. I'm not 100%. You probably could get away with it. Can't Tame a Wild Thing. Ring the Buzzer again is also similar to Can't Tame a Wild Thing because this was a jelly sheer formula. It did build up to be completely opaque in 3. It was more opaque than Can't Tame a Wild Thing, but it's definitely more on the sheer side of polishes. This, in fact, to me on my nails looked like a very dark pink colour. Although in the bottle it does look really red, on my nails it did look kind of pink toned, which surprised me because, like I say, from looking at this you wouldn't think that. And even in the swatch doesn't particularly look pink, but I don't know, when I was putting it on I just thought this has a few drops of pink or something in there. So this is 3 coats of Ring the Buzzer again. I should say at this point, I've never actually watched the film Breakfast at Tiffany's, so I'm not the best on these names. Probably all are great references to things that happen in the film, but I have no idea. As I said at the start, there is 1 coat that is translated across regular OPI and Infinite Shine, and it's what I'm actually wearing on my nails today, and this one is I Believe in Manicures, which is a great name. So they are exactly the same in the bottle, they're exactly the same on the nail. The only difference really with formula wise, and in my swatch I think I'm holding this bottle, but I'm wearing like alternate fingers of each one just to double check. The only difference between the two is the Infinite Shines tend to be shinier without a top coat, but to put a top coat on this and it's definitely exactly the same. I'm not really sure why they did one that crossed over, because I think that in future collections coming out next year, from what I've seen, or this year, sorry, we're in 2017 now, for the previews that I've seen of the spring and summer collection, that they're just going to have every single polish available in either one, so you can pick which formula you'd like, and we're not going to be doing these collections that you have to buy the Infinite Shine if you want them all. So a little weird in concept, but these are definitely the same, so pick your preference. So this is 3 coats of I Believe in Manicures. We then have 2 micro glitters. I will talk about one first because this is what I'm wearing over the top of I Believe in Manicures, and this is Champagne for Breakfast. And this is a very, very fine holographic micro glitter. Now, I did try and wear this by itself. I wore 3 coats and it just looked like a mess. There was so much base to glitter ratio. This is definitely meant to be worn as a topper, in my opinion anyway. I tried to make it work, and if I could have made it work, I would have done it. It's a really nice topper. It's kind of in the similar family to Fairy Dust, where it gives you like a light dusting. It's nothing too in your face, but it's just something nice and subtle, and it definitely looks like snowflakes. So this is 1 coat of Champagne for Breakfast over I Believe in Manicures. The other micro glitter in the collection you may think is going to have exactly the same story as Champagne for Breakfast, but no. This is Sunrise Bedtime, and it's a very, very fine pink micro glitter. Exactly the same, that it's in a clear base, but this builds up to be completely opaque by itself in 3 coats, so you have the option of wearing it as a topper or wearing it by itself that you don't have with the other one. I don't know if this is just because it is pink, that's the reason why it allows to be built up opaque, whereas the other one doesn't. I'm not sure, but I think it's the fact that it's more of a colour than just clear and silver and holographic. So 3 coats of Sunrise Bedtime will get you completely opaque. We then have 5 and 10, and this is really different, and I really, really like this one. It's a platinum / silver base, and it's got a ton of flakies in, similar to the way that it builds up in OPI's Golden Eye, but this is maybe a little bit more of an opaque base as well. It's just these really nice flecks and flakes, and it almost looks like your fingers have been dipped into like a platinum silver combination. Really, really enjoyed this one. Did I even say this is called 5 and 10? I hope so. And this is completely opaque in 2. The other different mix in this collection was this one, and this one is called Breakfast at Tiffany's, and it is a kind of putty base, maybe leaning slightly 1 or 2 drops of pink in there, and then also thrown in is a strong silver shimmer and also little silver like flecks. They're not flakes, they're not glitters, they're just this like slightly larger than shimmer particles in there. Really, really like this one, although I am partial to the kind of white based polishes in collections and blues. And this will take you 3 coats to get completely opaque. So this one is Breakfast at Tiffany's. We have Black Dress Not Optional, and this is a very, very, very dark charcoal grey. It's almost black, but there's still one or maybe half a drop of grey in there. Just doesn't make it a straight black cream. This also has a slight like shimmery effect to it, where it kind of goes to almost like a steel grey in certain lights. This is, so I've been told, the non-matte version of 4 in the Morning from the Gwen Stefani collection. That one is very similar to this, and it dried matte. So I think if you put a matte top coat on, you're going to have exactly the same polish / a normal top coat on 4 in the Morning. You'll have this polish. So if you have that one, you definitely don't need both. But this one will get you completely opaque in 2, and this one is called Dress Not Optional. We'll then head back to the reds and the pinks. This collection is very, very, that's the colour, the theme of it. So in the normal OPI, I actually have 6 to show you, which are red and pink, and one's kind of like a reddy purple colour. So we'll start with that one first. This one is called Rich and Brazilian, and I know a lot of people have been saying this is one of their favourites out of the, I think everybody's kind of been loving I Believe in Manicures, but after that a lot of people have been loving Rich and Brazilian. Does get completely opaque in 2, and it reminded me of a Zoya formula. It's this beautiful deep purple colour, and then there's all these kind of like speckles and shifts, and I don't know, it just applied like a Zoya. I don't know, you know the Zoya formula everybody loves, the kind of like flakies and shimmer and it just reminded me of that. I don't know why. And it's, I don't know, I don't feel like I've seen OPI come out with this kind of combination that much, because like I say, it's got kind of like a silver shimmer, but then there's kind of like a gold flash to it, and these little micro flakes in there. Very interesting. So 2 coats of Rich and Brazilian. 1 hot pink, and this is Apartment for 2. This gets completely opaque in 2. A lot of people have said, and I should have really gone and grabbed it, but this is a near enough a dead on dupe for Mad as a Hatter, I think it was. The bright pink that came out in the Alice Through the Looking Glass collection. People are saying this is a dead on dupe. From looking at it and my memory, it probably is near enough that, again, you don't need both. But this is a nice bright pink if you don't have one. So Apartment for 2, opaque in 2. This deep red is Can't Read Without My Lipstick, and I really like this one because it was more of a brown toned red. It kind of looked to me kind of like Mrs. O'Leary's Barbecue, that everybody is like a lemming of so many people's. It kind of reminded me of that. It's more like barbecue sauce, a very brown toned red. And seeing as there were so many kind of regular reds in this collection, having this just made it something slightly different. If we compare it to Party at Holly's in the Infinite Shine collection, you can see that there's not too much of a difference, except from Party at Holly's is a few shades darker, and then also, like I say, kind of remains almost black on your nails. But this is definitely a nice dark barbecue sauce red. So Can't Read Without My Lipstick, opaque in 2. We have 3 more reds left to talk about. Let's talk about the brightest one first, which is called Meet My Decorator. This gets opaque in 2 coats, and hopefully you can see, as compared to the others, this is almost a neon finish red. It's really, really beautiful and kind of odd if you look at the lineup. The 2 that stood out to me is kind of maybe not fitting in with the bright pink that I've just spoken about and this one. I really like this one. It just seemed like a bit of a weird mix in this holiday collection. So this is 2 coats of Meet My Decorator. Got the Mean Reds is this like standard Crayola red, straight up, nothing fancy about it. OPI have probably got 100 reds in this shade, but this is slightly different because I could get this completely opaque in 1. So if you're looking for a 1 coat of red that you don't have already, this one here is a good one. And like I say, this one is called Got the Mean Reds. We are on to the last one. Now this one is slightly different. This is called Fire Escape Rendezvous, and this is similar to the weird formulas that OPI have been coming out with recently. Well, let me show you. It's almost like a metallic finish, and then you have these little specks of glitter in there that do dry kind of lumpy. I don't know whether I just got kind of a good bottle, or maybe because all of my glitter is like kind of sunk to the bottom a little bit, but I absolutely loved this one, like really loved it. And I don't know if it's just like controversial, whether my bottle is just different because the glitter chunks are at the bottom, or maybe they've slightly altered their formula from the weird ones they released also last year. But I really, really like this one. This is 2 coats of Fire Escape Rendezvous. So those were all 18 polishes released as part of the Breakfast at Tiffany's collection by OPI. In general, this was a very red heavy collection which they released for Christmas this year. Every year is very red heavy, but I feel that maybe, I can't even think, last year was the kind of spacey themed Stardust one, and we kind of had a bit of a pass from all the reds because the Gwen Stefani collection the year before that was red heavy. So I don't know, I feel with reds, OPI tends to dupe themselves because they've released a lot of reds. So if you already have reds in your collection, you're probably going to think this collection is really boring because you have dupes for them already. However, there are some standouts that I feel that quite a lot of people can pick up. Obviously, everybody's going to love I Believe in Manicures, just a really nice bright blue. However, this is not, in my opinion, the traditional Tiffany blue. I think that Tiffany blue, in my opinion, has got 1 or 2 more drops of green in here. Whether Tiffany's have got a thing that you can't release their exact colour, that could be true, but I feel that For Audrey by China Glaze is a better representation of Tiffany blue. The other 2 that I really loved was Can't Read Without My Lipstick. Like I say, this is a really different colour because it is more of a barbecue sauce brown toned red, so I really like that one. And my pick that I recommend that you try, because I did really like it, was Fire Escape Rendezvous. I just think that this actually does work well with this strange OPI formula that they've been doing. I just really liked it. I don't know, I might be by myself in that. Let me know down below what ones you picked up from this collection, what your general thoughts are of the collection as a whole, and if you've been starting to find these on discount, because I've seen people post, and when I went into my local Sally's I saw some of these reduced, so you can start to get these for cheap if you want them. So thank you so much for sticking with me for this long swatch and review, and I will see you soon. Bye.